Hey, welcome to my kitchen. I'm John Olson, the right guy to call. Oh boy. Summer's winding down and we're into fall now. And I've been cooking a bunch, and for the past couple of weeks or so, every time I go over to ShopRite, I wind up having a staring contest with the boneless leg of lamb. It's been a long time since I cooked a nice boneless leg of lamb. And finally, I decided I'm going to go through the trouble of putting one together and cooking it up, and why not shoot a video? So here I am. So I guess rather than leave the camera way over there, come over here and have a look at what I'm doing to set up how I cook a leg of lamb. And well, let's get started. So the way that I do lamb is not something that you can do on the spur of the moment. You've got to give a little bit of planning to it, which is people find kind of strange for me planning. John, you planning something? Well, yeah, I do. I brought home a leg of lamb here. This is Australian lamb, and it's about 2 pounds. I buy the Australian lamb. It's less expensive than the American lamb, and I find it tastes just as good. And to prepare it, well, we have to marinate it overnight. So that's what I'm going to show you right now, and then complete the process tomorrow. So you got your leg of lamb. You should pick up a large size tub of yogurt. This is a 32 ounce yogurt, and some fresh rosemary and thyme, fresh garlic. And you're going to need a bowl to fit it all in, and a carving fork. And if you don't have a carving fork, you should go out to your local supermarket or wherever you get cooking tools and pick yourself up a decent carving fork. This one I inherited from my mother. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is make up our marinade. And for that, I'll take a tub of yogurt and dump that into a bowl. And then open up your thyme and your rosemary. And send a bunch of it into the bowl. With the yogurt. And once you've stripped enough thyme into your yogurt, how much is enough? Well, I come from the handful of this, pinch of that school of cooking. So I just look at how much I'm getting into my yogurt and figure it out from there. Maybe a teaspoon or so of fresh thyme leaves in the bowl. About that much. And then you can do the same thing basically with the rosemary. Take out a bunch of rosemary stems, and we're not going to strip those directly into the bowl. We're going to strip them off the stem onto the cutting board here. Ooh, that smells so good. And I guess this is going to come out to about maybe a tablespoon or so of rosemary. Take a mallet or something of that sort. I have a nice Shigeharu knife here, very thick, heavy blade, and on the bottom of the handle it's flat. Just take that and whack your rosemary a little bit. Just to bruise it. To get its juices flowing. Maybe another quick chop. And then that goes into the bowl. Just like that. And then the garlic. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out my video for how to crush garlic. And you can see in detail how it's done. It's nice to know that Chef Jacques Pepin uses a similar method for crushing garlic. I watched one of his videos recently, and although it's not exactly the same as the way that I do it, it is similar in that he cuts the garlic into discs first before he crushes it. When you do it this way, the garlic crushes very nicely. Just like that, and it's pretty well crushed. You won't get much better, if any better, out of one of those expensive garlic gadgets. And if you want to make sure that it all comes apart and doesn't get stuck in a clump, chop like that, and that way it will separate much easier once it gets into the bowl and mixed up. How much garlic is that? Oh God, I don't know, maybe 2 teaspoons, something like that. And then mix the garlic, rosemary, and thyme in with the yogurt, thoroughly mixed in there. And your marinade is prepared. Then I'm going to open this in the sink because this myoglobin is going to bleed out once I open it, and I don't need to have a puddle of it all over my cutting board. And there we have the boneless leg of lamb, and you can see it's in a net bag. And so this next part, if you happen to be dealing with a bunch of stress lately or something like that, and you want to take out your anger a little bit, well, what you do is you use your carving fork and you vigorously stab your leg of lamb. Do your best Norman Bates. Be sure not to stab your hand in the process. That's never a fun thing. Turn that over. And the reason for stabbing the meat like that is not really to satisfy your psychopathic tendencies. It's so that you get channels going into the meat to take the flavors from the marinade in there, to further flavor the lamb. And then we put the lamb into the bowl of marinade. Make sure it's covering the meat well, just like that. And this part of cooking your leg of lamb is done. The rest of what you do now is you just take this, cover it over with some plastic wrap, and store it in the refrigerator for upwards of 24 hours. And then when that's done, you can take it out and go at the second part of cooking it, which is putting it into an oven and well, cooking it. So let me get this thing wrapped and we'll go from there. Wrap that over. There you go. Your lamb is ready to sit in the refrigerator for a day to marinate and pick up the wonderful flavors of the yogurt and the garlic and the rosemary and the thyme.